Well, here we are back in Wharfedale, and I'm just going to do a couple of pictures while I'm here this autumn. Get some of these lovely autumn colours. The weather's very mixed, you know, in between the sun and the rain. So just this early morning I'm going to have a go at doing, as you see up here, up the River Wharfe towards the bridge, just a watercolour, and I hope to take about half an hour on it just for fun. Well, the first thing to do is to get a photograph of the scene in case things go wrong, and I can always finish it off later then. Now I just want to quickly work out the composition that I want. I'd like to have some of the light tree in the right hand side. Right, I'm going to work fairly quickly. The central tree of the composition I want about here, and then we're going to have that taller tree coming up into here, the mountain just behind, the river coming down through there, and those lovely trees to my right. We've got a little bit of sunshine showing at the moment, so while that's showing I want to get that light in. Yes, there's a bit of raw sienna, and we'll drop some greys into that. Then straight away we'll start to make a grey. We'll add some cobalt blue and a little touch of burnt sienna, blue-grey mix. There we go. Blue-grey purple mix through here. A slightly mottled sky right down over the hill. Quite quickly. Get a slightly stronger grey going through here. It's a little bit stronger up here. A wee bit more purple in. Just lift a little bit out. You can't see it. Just lighten it up a bit there and lifting out. Lift the paint off the paper a bit to get a lighter kind of glowing through there. Trees, a little bit of my aureolin yellow, if I can find it, and just try and catch a bit of sunshine in the background here. While it's still wet, just drop that in there to make a nice light yellow catching background right through here, right up into here. By dropping this in at this stage, it just lifts the paint a little bit and allows me to put some lighter colours in. Now let's start to take some chrome yellow, and we'll see if we can start dropping in these trees, these lighter colours up here with the chrome yellow. So we've got these beautiful bits of sunlight just coming through these trees. Right up into here. Get the effect of light. I'm going to cauliflower just slightly because the paint is still wet. So I'm going to drop into these cauliflowers. Lovely greens now. The cerulean blue and the aureolin yellow. A little bit of cobalt violet now in places. the sienna down here, where the grasses are. So watercolour study today, we haven't got much time because of the weather. Get the brush, a dry brush, and try and get some of the effects of the leaves at the end. We'll look back into this later. Strokes to the feeling of the grasses. Need to get some texture in time. I'll get the leaves going on these trees, so I'm going to make up some nice form, nice strong greens. Let's see if we can get some texture going with these leaves coming up through here. Right, we're getting the effects now. We can do just using the sponge to get texture even. Just building up these lights and darks to get the sunlight. What I want now is a finer brush. I want to get the rigger out. Just start to indicate some of these lovely darks into here. Back in the distance there, a bit finer, and what's this tree here? And we'll just lift out a bit of that tree again here, so it's a bit lighter. Almost got our quick watercolour study done. The weather's changing constantly. We just wanted to capture the light, try and capture the moment a bit. A little bit so on into the foreground here. A bit more warmth into the foreground maybe. Hello. There we are, that'll do for a quick one, won't it? Let's go just painting again. Well, there we are then, nice quick morning. A lovely way to do a quick bit of painting and enjoy the scenery for just under an hour or so. And we finished our little watercolour here just as a study. So I'm going to paint this lovely bridge scene here. The sound of the water running beside me. Watercolour, using a lot more masking fluid to get the feeling of all of these lovely light leaves coming through here across the bridge. Fairly quick one to do. Just got to wait for the masking fluid to dry again, that's all. Let's work out much of the composition here. And what would I like in? I'd like in half coating about there. And the same arch again, to about here, up here, across. You see just how quickly we can make a drawing. It's going to be a working drawing. And there we are, that's all we need to start off with now. Because I've got my China Draft pencil, I can make things much darker, and I can start to put in some of these darks even before I think about doing painting. Just got some of these real dark branches in coming through here. A lovely way to work this because the China Draft pencil is almost waterproof. It just takes in a little bit of the paint right down into this tree here. And some branches coming through. Ready to do some masking fluid now. So that was our China Draft pencil, which is a wonderful thing because you can just sharpen them up by peeling this back and undoing the paper. You don't have to use a pencil sharpener, and you're ready to work with them. And they're semi-waterproof. Because we're going to put lots and lots of these lovely light leaves coming through here. I'm going to use a brush rather than an applicator this time. Definitely because I want lots and lots of dotty leaves showing against this dark background. This wouldn't be a bad one to do actually with pastel on top of the watercolour, because we could just put these light colours on with pastel afterwards just as quickly. But I haven't got the pastels with me, so I'm going to have to do a traditional watercolour technique. And these ferns down here, which are rather lovely, just coming around. Well, we've almost got our light leaves painted in here. I'm just going to do the highlights of the water. And that's our masking fluid ready. So we finished with that. Now wash the brush off. And being a special masking fluid brush, it should wash off alright. But we can't start that until it's absolutely dry, and some of this is still a bit wet yet, so we'll just let it dry a bit more before we actually start doing the washes. We're just waiting for the masking fluid to dry off and we'll be able to start my main painting of this beautiful scene. Sit down there, there's a good dog. Okay, well, we're ready to be getting on with some of the colour now. It's not quite dry, I would have preferred it to be drier, but needs must, we must get on this morning. So I'm going to start painting in the lighter background. Starting off with a sienna wash across here. Give a nice golden effect to the sky. Through here. And then we'll take a little cerulean blue. Put some pale blue sky going in the background there as well. Light behind here. Through behind the hill here. I'm going to put some darker colour across there in just a moment for the background hill. Bearing in mind we're going to be able to paint these lights back in over the top afterwards, because we've got the masking fluid there. And there we go. A bit more blue going on up here to the sky. That gives us a nice fluffy sky. Now I want the background there, which is a deeper warm. A little bit of burnt sienna and blue going on back here in the background. I'll lift some of that out in just a moment, but that comes down all the way through here. Through the background. There are hills in the background. And some of that will lift away in a moment. That gives us the sky and then the hills in the background. And now we want to come down to the main bridge. Quite dark. So we've got these lots of these bits of masking fluid left to bring out the lights later. Again I want to take a purple blue. I'll take some cobalt violet and cobalt blue. Just paint my first coat of cobalt violet. Yep. Cobalt violet now. Cobalt violet now, a little bit more ultramarine. Right through here, up behind these darks, down into the bridge here. We'll lift some of this out in just a moment. Right round the dark of the bridge, down. Now I want to get some much lighter green in there. I'm going to use a little bit of Oriole in yellow and cerulean, just to give a light green background there. That's a tad more Viridian into that. Really light back there, a bit much darker at the moment. The green's coming down through. A bit warmer then. Now the burnt sienna coming down through here. Light blue. Watercolours flowing on down through. A bit of cadmium orange down here. Now a bit dark along that top edge, and just take a little touch of Prussian green now on the brown. Go quite a bit darker on this top edge here of the bridge. Just give some texturing to it, just a little bit. Get a slightly darker edge to that bridge there, and then we'll do the same underneath the bridge here. And then got darker colour there. Darker colours coming on down to the water now. And we can link them into the trees a bit as well. Now, coming back up into the sky, I'm going to use my rake brush, this one, to start to do a bit more texturing up here. We'll start off with my mop first. I've got three brushes in my hand, a number 6 round, my oval mop and my rake. We'll start off with this, just to start these leaves off up here. And I'm going to use my Oriole in yellow and cerulean blue again. I've got the sun in my eyes now, I can't see what I'm doing. Start to paint these deeper greens in. this ivy coming down these trees, dark against the light. And pick out these trees a bit more again now with the watercolour. So we're almost to the stage now of being able to lift off the masking fluid and have all these light areas come back to us again. Darken down some of these edges a bit more before we do that. Here and just darken this top of this bridge a little. So we'll let that dry off and then we'll take the masking fluid off now, and we should be able to pick up these lovely highlights. While that's drying, we'll just take the brush, and just put a bit more texturing back into these smaller leaves back here and around here. And here's how we're doing so far. We're just about to take the masking fluid off now, and that will allow us to have these highlights back again. Now we should be able to start removing the masking fluid, providing the paint is dry. We don't smudge the watercolour onto the paper. Now we can start taking off this masking fluid, which will leave these lighter areas all over. Go back into the yellow and bring them out again. Now we can come back onto the very light yellows and start putting more sunlight back into here. So I'm going to go back to the Oreo in yellow now. Put the Oreo in yellow right over all of this quite thinly, get the effect of these lovely sunlit leaves coming through. Just giving it a thin wash of the Oreo in. And that gives us this mottled effect of the other leaves that we were after from the beginning. Here in the foreground as well. And then we want the stronger yellows, and now we want to go to this cadmium yellow, and we'll start dotting some of those into the background here. These lovely dark orangey leaves in the background. There's the cadmium orange as well. It's a much more opaque colour. And you start to get some of these lovely rich autumn colours now. Ferns coming in here. The greens coming in, darker against the light. A lot of texture going on, and the painting evolves through various stages, doesn't it? Cerulean blue to bring back some of the cools into the greens. Just here around this tree. And then even up to some cobalt blue coming into the dark leaves. Lovely colours, and we're starting to get this effect that we wanted of the lighter leaves against the dark background. And finally we come back to the darks, so we start to pick out a few of these darker lines, marks, reflections going on. Now just to finish off, we're using a rigger just to get some of these lovely dark branches back in again. Which we've lost a little bit, so I'll bring them back again. Hopefully then we've picked up these lovely lights and darks and got the effect of the sunlight coming through. And there we go. I don't think we need to do much more with that really. We've about accomplished what we intended to do.
Well, here we are, perhaps the last painting of this few days here in the Dales again, in Wharfedale. This is one of my favourite spots. It's right next to the site, and I've painted it many times, as you may have seen from my other films. And it's always a nice place to paint. So here I am. It's rather a misty morning, rather damp. It's drizzling down. It's going to make the painting very wet and wet painting. I may succeed, I may not, but it's just to enjoy myself again and literally to paint for the pleasure. I'm giving all of these paintings away to local friends anyway. Because at my stage in life now, I'm emptying the gallery out, I just want to paint for pleasure. But let's see what we can do on this grey and rather dull day, this damp day. We'll make a very wet into wet sky and we'll try and capture this moment of this sort of soft light here in autumn.
Well, the first thing I want to do is just lightly work out a composition. So use my hands like this. Make my composition again and decide just what I want in my picture. And I want to tulip sky, a tree coming up into here, some leaves coming around. Right, the first thing I want to do is the sky. And what am I going to do with the sky? Because actually it's
it's very grey and there's nothing to it really. Look at this. You see there's a sky which is just almost a white grey. I've got to make something of that. I think I'll start then with my wash of raw sienna. Give me a lovely sort of nice wash of... Yes, it's certainly raining now rather than drizzling. Nice wash of raw sienna right down through here. It is actually quite a heavy fog now rather than rain, which is not very useful. Right through here, quickly, wet into wet. May not be able to do much, we'll have a go at wet into wet painting in the wet. Ducks are enjoying themselves, dogs watching them. Bring that all the way down through here. And it's such a misty wet day anyway. You can almost do the entire painting in it. There we are. And we can drop the wet into wet effects into that. As it's a rainy day, we'll start dropping some cerulean blue into that. Just to get a feeling of this grey day. Coming down here, take a bit of warmth, take a bit of burnt sienna, and come into that, dropping into it here. Feeling of this mucky grey day. It's like luminosity, but you see it's not a very pleasant time. It's going to be so wet, I'm not sure if the paint's even going to dry. In fact, it's speckling the rain is getting so heavy now I might have to just give up. Try a bit longer, but it really, since I've just sat down, it's suddenly just really badly. It's speckling the paper completely right the way through. Just bring it up a bit more vertical. You see it's spoiling it already, which is a shame. Slight hint of green coming in there, these hills in the background. It's a misty wet day, and certainly down here it becomes golden, and then we'll try and make some darker brown here for these trees. A bit of ultramarine blue into it, quite soft in the distance here, too much blue is there. Brown. Feeling of these distant trees coming down through there. Blue in the background. Soft effects we're getting. Through here, we've got trees. And right up through. Stone wall going over there. In the distance we've got vaguely hints of walls and stone. Hills going through, right up into the distant hills here. And hastily in the background. Stronger that one. It's much lighter. And we'll drag that out down to the distance. Much lighter there. See, it's still speckling the paper. I can't do anything about it at that point. I can't bring it any further forward. Painting completely forward now to see if that can stop the rain from dropping on it. It's not ideal, but what else can one do? And this is the thing with painting on plein air. You never know what's going to happen. You've got to just make do best you can. These effects and just enjoy yourself whatever the conditions. Now we've got some beautiful golden yellows happening in these reeds that are coming into the grasses that are coming into the water here. That and a nice yellow with the
painting with light. We're painting the effects of light first here, or attempting to. Lift out there a bit, and look at some yellow into that. So we're attempting to paint in the rain, and it's a beautiful soft light, nice stronger colours, greens. The water's edge there. All the beautiful effects of light just to enjoy. Particularly with the brush. Putting these effects in. These dead leaves that are lying around here at the water's edge, and work those up. Suddenly the picture's making some sense, and as an effect of light we've almost got that there now. I've got to start working into it a bit more. This is why I may be needing some more specialist brushes. Let's just take a little fan brush now. Use background twigs and branches here. Going on middle distance here. You just see them softly against this light. We'll take the rigger and we'll come in with that in just a moment. Add a little more with the rigger. Just this lovely effect of lights and darks. With the rigger, let's try and pick up some of these branches and in the tree here. I may not be able to because it's got so very wet now, but we'll have a go at it. And we're painting out in plein air, we're really getting the effects of doing so. Good girl! Yes, you're going to sit there all like a good dog, aren't you? Good daddy. And there we are for a little loose watercolour. With wet effects, we've almost actually done it. It's quite fun. You can see the effects we're getting now. Even water dripping off the camera. I think we ought to actually leave it at that. I think we're about there. We'll overwork it if we do any more. The effects of this mistiness and that. There we go then. Quick study in the rain.